And I can feel it in my arms and my stomach because I do them slow.
Okay, so from the side, I'm watching her neck. She needs to look up so she keeps as much of all four sides of her neck long. She can go all the way back and feel the seat of the chair, or go back as much as she wants. Control coming back like halfway. Stop halfway. Yeah, you do enough of those and you're good.
Yeah, and if you
you know, if you really wanted to, this is too tall for me. Notice how my shoulders are jammed up, my elbows are poking out, but you could actually come up and do something like this, or knees up, you know, scissor the legs. There's people you're gonna see in the community do this, you know, a little bit of twisting. So you guys have all seen gymnastics, right? They do this on the pommel horse and stuff like that. So it's not a bad thing. I don't know how many seniors want to do that, but it is possible you can use the machine for that. So if you see somebody do that, it's high risk, especially getting up and down, but it is possible you could use the machine that way. I personally wouldn't recommend it. You have to know. Now let's move over to here because it's also arms. These pieces right here, they're too wide for me.
Yeah, me too.
They're shoving my elbows out too much, and I'm jamming bone into bone here. My collarbone is jamming into my arm bone. It's not comfortable when I add my body weight to it. So I don't really care for it. I don't do it, but you can. That's the way this machine was made. These are like your ladder to step up, okay? So if I'm coming down, my arms are just too wide. My arms should be next to my body. So this would actually be forearm way of doing the one we just did. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. It does. This is really wide. So you have to have football player size body and shoulders to safely do this. So personally, I wouldn't recommend people do that. That's what these are for, okay? But look how much my shoulders are hiked up. Again, that's not good. So you can't just be in this bad position and then add weight to it. You have to climb up to be safe. So now my shoulders are in a good position. So, I mean, if people wanted to hang here, this is a great way to do a version of a push-up. Alrighty, what a soft tissue tear in their shoulder. Very common as we age. Rotator cuff tear.
I can't.
Okay, so, alrighty, so the number one thing, chest up, push your back. Go ahead and put your hands on there. So some people are gonna have a hard time getting in this position because they can't, their shoulders are so tight across here, they can't even get their arms this far back. Doesn't this feel like a nice stretch?
Yeah,
So if you were really tight, you wouldn't be able to even get your hands in the right position. Yep. Alrighty, how many can you do? Do you want to ask yourself? 3. Okay, let's see.
I can't.
With the feet up, he can do 3. Notice how he's pushing, that's the work. He's exhaling. It's actually a good thing to grunt. That's what weightlifters do. It's a form of exhale, and it does actually give you a little extra strength mentally.
My feet on the side of that.
So do I.
That thing.
That's fine, yep. You can spread your feet and put them if they're easier. So look, he thought he was done. His feet are helping his arms. We're modifying, which is perfectly acceptable. Otherwise, he would have been done after 4 or 5. Now he's getting 4 or 5 in with less required strength. That's okay. Are your arms still working hard? Yeah. So he's standing up with his legs. What's the goal? To get out of the lazy boy. I personally think this one's better. This one is, for me, much easier, but I'm still working hard. Notice my arm. You gotta sit in a chair, a wheelchair, okay? But if you're standing, you're gonna injure your arms, your shoulders, and maybe even your back.
Bring a towel to kneel on, because that stuff's hurt.
Yeah, if you go all the way back, not a problem, but notice my hands, my wrists are really bent. So that might not be good on somebody's wrist to put their full body weight with 90-degree bent wrists. But this does help you get out of the bathtub type motion, okay? So what I would say is pull to the point that the wrists feel okay, elbows behind the body. You can work smaller range of motion like this, or you can go all the way up, control coming down, okay? So this is safer on the wrist. Most people carry, let's say they're carrying a heavy Xerox box, right? This is the way their hands normally carry things like this. So, I know we don't have these rubber things, elbows in and slide back. Notice the wrists stay straight. So this could be anatomically so much safer, especially for women. The problem is, look at my wrists again.
Yeah.
You have very small range of motion. Keep the wrists safe. There you go. Squeeze
Can you
those
put your
elbows
feet
in
on the little bar?
and down. There you go.
Yay.
Easier for your hands on back.
For her, because of the, yeah.
What about just scooch?
You feel chest muscles working and upper back muscles working.
Yeah, and I feel that.
If the higher your elbows come up, the more you're jamming the space in your shoulder joint.
So down.
So you always want to try to keep those elbows drawing inward. So the way she has her hands, I think, is better than the other position.
That's a
So we have pec muscles, big, more upper fiber chest press. So she's going to be real careful not to like hike up her shoulders as she pulls those elbows back. Can you make your hands just feel as comfortable as possible with your wrists when you push and push so it's not most comfortable? If that's the case, push on the top part. This one's a little easier to keep them straight. Turn your knuckles down a little more. Yeah, there you go. So you might be able to eat the elbows like this. This is the safer option for almost everybody. Push and lift that package so it gets up on the top shelf in the closet. Or reach up, grab that really heavy casserole dish off the shelf in the kitchen cabinet. Okay, like arm rails or some kind of bars to help you get up. Do you feel like you're pushing down? So she's pushing shoulders away from ears as she pushes down. Yep, can you feel that?
oh yeah.
But her elbows are kind of really wide. Naturally, we'd bring our arms in a little bit more to get ourselves up out of the bathtub. Should things feel really more comfortable, it's probably safe.
That's what I do. I don't
So again, these are a one-size-fits-all machine. She's not a really big, bulky person at all. She's not tall. A little harder.
Not on the upper body, but you can feel it in your leg
Yep.
to hold yourself.
We're adding work to her core. Lift your eyes up. There you go. You feeling your abs?
Yep.
So his shoulder blades are coming in towards the spine. He's working his back muscles for this. They're coming in towards the spine and then down towards like a middle imaginary pocket. Do you feel that?
up, Liz.
So again, his wrists are safe in this position.
And look at
So his posture is better when he looks up, correct?
it. Yeah.
Yep, you can do palms like this, pulling something towards you. His wrists stay straight and safe in that position. Take a little less pressure. With my leg in the air, it makes my low back work, my thigh, my abdominals. So that's acceptable and safe too. Again, my legs could hold me up even if I lost my grip. I could stay in that position.